Hey everyone, I know it's been a while since I've done a video for you all. I guess you could say that having a new baby in the house has really thrown my schedule a little off. So I just barely got her down for a nap, and I'm really hoping that she actually stays asleep this time, because last time I think she was asleep maybe 5 minutes before she was up crying. So fingers crossed. So I promised you guys that I was going to show you a few things of what I wish I'd known back when I started wearing makeup and things like that back in middle school and high school. And I thought I'd start off with brows today. Brows are one of my favorite things to do, and you'll see here I've already trimmed them. Now we have an amazing tweezer product here, and just a few quick tips for when you're tweezing. Make sure that when you are coming over to the end of your eyebrow here, you don't, if you have like a unibrow or something that goes over further, you want to pluck those hairs. And if you get a straight line, angle it up between here. Sorry, I'm not giving you the bird. Angle it up between the end of your nostril and the corner of your eye. Where that line lines up is where your brow needs to start. Okay? And same thing with when you hit the middle of your eyeball, that's where it needs to arch, the high point. And then when you hit the end of your eye, that's usually where it should end. So mine, sometimes I might draw mine out a little bit longer. Just depends on how I'm feeling that particular day. And then as far as plucking, I had an experience in high school where I just went crazy plucking, and my brows were super thin. And this was during the time that my mom had signed me up for modeling classes. Yes, I did modeling, and it was so out of my comfort zone. But I remember going in, and my modeling instructor had said, "What the heck did you do to your eyebrows? You have such beautiful eyebrows and you killed them." And so ever since then, I am very careful at not over tweezing. So when you're tweezing, just for the most part, I mean, some people, just depends on how thick your brows are. But you don't want to go too thin, and you definitely don't want them too bushy. I know lately there's like a new fad of having thicker eyebrows. That's personally not for me, so I just try to keep mine a little more natural looking. So I usually don't tweeze a whole lot down here unless they come down into there. And then just to highlight the archway, I will go up a little bit higher so that the arch is there. Okay, and then if there's any stragglers here or around here, then I'll get those. But for the most part, those are my natural brows. Okay, so next things, I've already primed my face, and including with that priming, I've also primed my brows. So I want the color that I'm going to be adding to really stay on. So there's a few different options as far as filling in your brows. We've got like a brow pencil, and you can use anything. Obviously, I just like my products because they're naturally based and I get them free. So I'm just going to use the end of this brush and kind of comb them over. You want to kind of basically brush up and then down. Okay. What's nice is it's got a retractable pencil in here. So I'll just show you real quick. Over here, you can see it's a little bit sparse in here. So I'll just kind of fill it in a little bit like that. I'm not going to go crazy. We've all seen the people who have gone a little too crazy when filling them in, and they look like they're painted on. The whole point is to be natural. And I'm sure there's a more proper way of how to do this, but I'm just doing it really quick to show you guys. I will kind of outline my brows first before I go in and fill them in. Okay. And then after they're done like that, I do like to take the brush and just kind of even out that color in there. And that's it. It's really simple. If you don't have a brow pencil, no problem. I've got another option for you. You can basically get a liner brush, and I like to use this particular color. It's called Forthright. It's a dark matte. Don't do a shimmer in your eyebrow. This is just an eyeshadow. That's all it is. Get any eyeshadow that matches up closely with your brows. And I like to not go too dark, and you don't want to go too light. So I just try to find the closest match, and I feel like it's better to go a little bit lighter than dark, because if they're too dark, I think they just stand out too much and you look like one of those crazy Wii characters. So I just put some on here, and I'm just going to fill it in Just like that. Already that's like a major difference. I don't know why the eyebrows on this side are so sparse, but everyone's eyebrows are so different. In fact, one of my eyebrows actually like is up higher. Like this is the brow that I like the best because it's, you know. And this brow is a little more flat, so I always try to add a little bit higher of an arch. Like I will come up a little bit taller up here than where my natural brow is, just to have it try to even up with that. So that's just another way you can do your brows. Really easy. And then the last thing is if you have some brow gel, this will really help keep your brow hairs in place. If you don't have that, you can also use like a clear mascara, and it'll just help those long brows from going all scawampus. So what I like to do is I'll brush this way first against the hair, and then I will go back with the hairline. And that just seems to keep them in place. And it does fill them in a little bit. Our brow gel actually has a little bit of fibers in it, so it will give the illusion that you've actually got more hair in there in case you are, I don't know, balding on your brows. Anyway, those are my tips for you today. What I wish I'd known 20 years ago or so, back when I started wearing makeup. So, hope that helps you. Bye.